Let's talk about the Mahomes. Mahomes. Mahomes, and the Chiefs versus the Texans. All right, so I'm looking at the money lines right now, right? The Chiefs are favorite right now by 8.5, minus 8.5. And we all know they play in week 16. In week 16, they played on that was Christmas, right? On Christmas.
No, that was Christmas
That,
was
it
us
was
and the
Pittsburgh.
Texans.
Yeah,
Christmas
that
was us and
Saturday
the
though. It was that Saturday before Christmas, right? So, because all four of y'all play on Saturday, and y'all all four of y'all play on Christmas. So the Chiefs won, and we all know that Mahomes and them haven't been playing since the week after that for 3 weeks now. So who you got winning this game? Texans or Chiefs?
I got the Chiefs. Got the Chiefs, man. We all thought, and me myself included, thought that the Texans were going home last week. Well, we didn't expect a disaster class of 4 interceptions by Justin Herbert. But I think the buck stops here. It's been a great season, but I think he ends this year like he ended last year. Good game against the Chargers, good game in the wild card round, but he just goes up against a team that's just better. He's going against the Kansas City Chiefs, who's just better. And they're not going to, Mahomes is not going to put the ball in harm's way and spot you points just like Herbert did last week. Also, if you do spot Mahomes extra possessions, he's not settling for field goals. He's going to score touchdowns. Now, you could tell me, Carl, we haven't really seen that much in the regular season, but we all know playoff Mahomes and regular season Mahomes have been two different animals. And I've also saw some stats, trying to remember off the top of my head. Mahomes is 16 touchdowns, 0 interceptions in the divisional round, something like that. So it's just a tough opponent for the Texans. But I would say it was a great season. I just had Mahomes and them boys moving on. And I think I saw somewhere that Jalen Watson might be coming back. He's questionable. Brings a little bit of help to that secondary. I actually like him too at that corner spot. I feel like he was very underrated, even with L'Jarius Sneed and Trent McDuffie there. I always felt he was the underrated guy that people really didn't talk about, which, in my opinion, allowed. I know a lot of people say Trent McDuffie allowed L'Jarius Sneed to walk, but I think Watson was also a piece that allowed him to walk as well. So if he comes back, tough day for them boys. And like I said, man, I'm going with the Chiefs.
Yeah, we got a super chat. Shout out to Carter for being a member for 17 months. If you haven't became a member yet, make sure you become one. Click the link in the description. You can see all the perks. Shout out to the network. I know I'm early, but my picks are the Chiefs, Commandos, Rams, Ravens, but in order. But in other words, I guess Kellen, the guy, huh? Hashtag rebuilding. Crying emoji. He got the Commanders? Wow. Okay. Put that ticket in, Carlo.
Don't.
But Carl, I'm with you, bro. Like, I mean, come on. It's Mahomes. It's the Chiefs. It's Andy Reid. It's a divisional round. Mahomes is undefeated, like you said, in the divisional round. And people say, like you said, oh, we haven't seen Mahomes do this in the regular season. We went through the same thing last year. Last year, Mahomes statistically had his worst year. But when he got to the playoffs, 8 touchdowns, 1 interception. And then you look at his last 6 games, ever since they lost to the Bills, 11 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. So he's been trending up since that Bills loss. They only had one loss of the year. And then also when the game is close, you can always count on the Chiefs to finish the game off. So I don't see a reason why the Texans can't win this game. When you watched that game last week against the Chargers, you mentioned Justin Herbert. I felt like the Texans were trying to give the game away. Or the offense. They were trying to get a game away, but the Chargers could not capitalize. And one thing about the Chiefs, like you said, to your credit, is that they don't waste possessions and they don't turn the ball over. They take care of the ball. Mahomes is a different guy in the playoffs. So I'm going with the Chiefs, man. I'm going with the Chiefs. Do you think all right, let me ask you this, Carl.
Yes, sir.
For those who believe, for those like for the Texans fans that are watching, I know I gotta apologize to y'all first of all for doubting y'all against the Chargers. Y'all won. I think everybody that on the network picked the Chargers. All right, so apologize for that. But for those who are with Houston, what do you think would be some keys they have to do to win that game?
So, like we saying, first of all, they gotta force turnovers. You cannot lead that game with no turnovers. You gotta force a turnover. Whether it's Stingley, Kamari Lassiter, shout out to him, phenomenal rookie. They gotta force a turnover. Secondly, you gotta put pressure on Mahomes. And when I mean put pressure on him, I mean you have to get to him and get him on the ground. It's not enough to get around him and affect the throw. You have to get him on the ground. So that's going to be Will Anderson and the guys up front. And lastly, you can't allow them to get going on the ground. The Chiefs are a team that can run the ball. I feel like I feel like more and more as their dynasty or whatever you want to call it has progressed, they're leaning more and more on the run, especially now they have Pacheco and Kareem Hunt and my boy Carson Steele. Uh, you can't allow them to get going on run plays. Now, one thing I would say is if you can do this, get the Chiefs to play sideline to sideline because they do have speed, but you don't want them to burn you vertically. If you play sideline to sideline, that gives you more of an opportunity to limit gains. So if they're just trying to go sideways, I know Kev said that's like a college thing. You get them going that way, they'll have a better opportunity. But they burn you vertically and then allow Kelsey to work the underneath. It's going to be a long night.
Yeah, me, I agree with you with the turnovers. They gotta walk away squeaky clean. All right. Number two, third down. CJ gotta be big on third down, like extending drives. Like they don't need home run plays. They just need to keep moving down the field and burn that clock. Keep the ball out of the offense hands. Keep that offense cold. But last time they played call, both teams were 7 for 13 on third down. The problem was I think CJ after he had two turnovers, and I believe now if I'm not mistaken, both of those turnovers came after a good movement down the field. Like they were actually moving the ball downfield, and then they would turn the ball over, and it would be a wasted drive. All right, yeah, go to play by play for me. So like, from my understanding, that's that. And this might sound crazy. Take the points. Don't gamble. All right, you think they should
No, I don't think that sounds crazy.
Okay.
You have to until I think maybe second half, depending on how the game flow is.
How the game flow is.
Yeah. At the beginning, you definitely got to take the points because you got to keep yourself within the game.
Within the game, yes.
But after that, depending on how game flow is, you might have to get aggressive.
Of course, you gotta do what you gotta do, But if it's early on and they force y'all in the field, you in field goal range, they force you on the fourth down. Take the field goal, take the points.
So I got you, Joe. First drive was an interception. He threw a pick the first drive.
How many plays?
It was 5. They didn't get 5. It was only a 13-yard drive.
Okay.
Then they threw a pick before halftime, and that first of all, the first pick led to a touchdown. I guess he threw a deep pick because, like I said, wasn't that many yards on the drive. The second pick he threw was before the half. It led to a field goal to put put the Chiefs up 7 before the half.
How many plays on that drive though for the pick?
8 plays, 30 yards.
Yeah, I think it's like around midfield when that happened.
Yeah, so they were in the first half. They did have a chance late, but they just couldn't capitalize.
Yeah, and then they had injuries that game too.
Yeah, the Tank Dell joint, he got hurt in that game.
Yeah, I just think it's tough for the Texans, man. This is the second time they about to see y'all. Mahomes' second time seeing y'all in 3 games with him. You know what I mean? And then with a 3-week rest, a lot of people think that would hurt Mahomes and Kelsey. I don't think it would. I think they'll be straight. So, yeah, man, I got the Chiefs winning big too. To be honest with you, I don't think it's gonna be close.
So just take the -8.5.
If I was a better, I mean, yeah, I would take it.
I'm about to say you can't even say what you was about to say because you didn't did.
I'll take it. I definitely will. Yeah, I'll take it.
I'm not mad at that. I was playing in it too.
Yeah, man. Like I don't know, man. We'll see. But the Texas defense is really the ceiling is really high. You know what I mean? So like they can get pressure on the quarterback. They got some good DBs. I mean, they can make it tough for Mahomes and them, but I don't know, man. Like Andy Reid, they didn't really play week 18. They've been playing for the Texans since week 17, probably. So we'll see.